This meeting's being recorded.
Leave meeting.
Continue.
Yes, get out now.
They're inside the house.
The Zoom conference is coming from inside the house.
Oh, wait 10 years? That'll be a movie.
I was just going to say, we just now screwed ourselves out of millions of pitching that idea.
Thanks, guys.
We're going to edit this part out.
No more jokes, people.
Keep this to ourselves.
Hey, we'll see that happen when we see the staunch cast version of Howard the Duck come to a theater. So
oh my God!
It was the winner.
It was bullshit. That was bullshit.
Oh, okay. Clicking going on. Great. Good podcast.
I'll chew into the mic if you want.
Yeah.
We're waiting for Mike to get done eating.
I'm going to keep eating through this, so.
All right. So, Max, kick us off. Let's just get going.
All right. All right. We ready to get started. Hello and welcome to another Three Geeks podcast. We are still sans Jason, but we've got some awesome guys to make up for it. We're joined by Mike and John. Mike of McG TV fame. Check it out, youtube.com/Mike McG TV. Freaking John from the PVD cast. You can catch him at the PVDcast.com, right?
Yep, that is correct.
All right, I don't have your spiel memorized just yet, John. But
it's okay.
You're on you're PVD Pro on all the other things, right?
PVD MVP on Twitter.
MVP.
Yeah, PVD Cast on Facebook and Instagram. So, which, I don't do much for the Instagram. It's kind of
all right. Well, everyone's checking out all your stuff, John, because you're awesome.
Thanks, man.
Got to pitch your OnlyFans too.
What was that, Dan?
We got to pitch my OnlyFans. Nice, Dan. Yes.
That's the one with your Lady Rawhide cosplay, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Lots of pictures of feet.
But we've got a bunch of the geeks in, joined by Dan and Scott. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
And all right, we were supposed to have a guest today. I'd say this is probably one of our higher profile guests, but unfortunately, she's having some technical difficulties where she's at, so we couldn't have her on. So next week, I think, is when we're trying to reschedule that. So listen in for a super awesome interview with.
Do you even want to say?
It's a surprise.
No.
Yeah, keep people in suspense.
Yeah, but no, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? Technical problems happen, right?
Yeah, it happens to all of us. Maybe there's some rioting or something going on, and they knock down a couple power poles. You don't know. Hopefully she's safe, and hopefully everything works out. We can get her on next week.
You know what? Let's tease the people. Where do you think she's at geographically?
She's got to be in LA.
You think? Okay.
I mean, I feel like white girl. That's where she's gonna be.
Well, she's from Toronto, so Toronto's got a very rich film history as well.
That's true.
Films.
That's true.
This is the most coy version of doxing I've ever. I'm not gonna tell you who it is, but put the pieces together.
It's like a Three Geeks mystery.
It's also like the worst possible clues. Everyone's gonna be like Susan Sarandon.
Oh, Toronto, white girl, Trish Stratus. No.
Oh, that would be awesome too. Trish,
no, that would be.
If you're available, we would love to interview you.
Mm-hmm.
But so we had to kind of play this one on the fly. This is not going to be the most organized of the Three Geeks podcast, but
I will be chewing throughout this whole thing.
Yeah, and if you want some ASMR action from Mike, just check out that lovely French toast feed he's got going on right now.
That what you're eating?
I've got eggs, toast, and French toast. So
wow.
he's international with his toast.
Digging in.
All right, so this one's a little off the cuff, but John, you go ahead and start us off with something.
Well, I've watched a couple of movies this past week that had to do with music as a theme. So I thought maybe we could talk about movies that we've seen that had to deal with music. For an example, I'll start off by saying that I watched Purple Rain for the very first time. And, a lot of music to that particular film. And, it was okay. I can't lie. I don't know. Have you guys all seen it or no?
I've never seen Purple Rain.
I love Purple Rain.
I don't know why.
I have. I was kind of mad about it. So.
Yeah, same with me. I felt like it was like, we have this album, so let's make a movie. But the movie could be like an extended video of it. And it kind of, I don't know, because there were some things that I'm just like, that seems very random. For example, the abusive mom and dad relationship. I'm like, is this just here so we can hear when the doves cry? Because it's all it seems. That's the only reason why this plot point is here, so we can hear that song.
I thought when doves cry was when he went on the motorcycle with his long scarf. Or am I thinking of a?
Well, no, because I think it was intercut with like scenes, many different scenes, Mike, of other things.
Right.
One being dad and mom fighting, one of him performing. You're right. No, it does. It has him going through the streets of Minneapolis on the motorcycle with the big white scarf.
The movie takes place in Minneapolis?
Oh, yeah, Prince. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I
First
know
Avenue.
he's from Minneapolis. I just didn't realize that they'd actually make a movie from there. Like, how do you make that interesting?
Well, interestingly enough, I looked up some facts about it because I much like Dan, I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, and I thought it was okay. It just seemed really kind of contrived in terms of the plot. Part of the reason that it might have seemed that way is I did not know this. The guy that directed it rewrote it because apparently it was really, really dark. Like really, really dark. And they were like, yeah, audiences aren't going to dig this. So they rewrote several things and cut several things out, such as like an actual fight between Prince and Morris Day. I would have paid money to see that.
I would have loved
Why
to see
wouldn't
that.
they put that in? Like
I don't
it
know.
wasn't scripted, like they got into a fist fight?
Would it have
I
basically it would have basically just been the 89 Batman fight between Batman and the dude with the swords, and Prince is the dude with the swords. Doing flips and shit.
Yeah.
And Morris Day is just in Batman stance and just goes,
See, I got to be honest. Morris Day in the time.
Morris Day's like,
Nice.
Those sweeping sidekicks he does.
oh man, can't be stopped. Never see him coming.
Morris Day and Jerome were awesome.
And that's the
They
other thing.
were the best part of the movie, to be honest.
I think if like why they couldn't show it is because Jerome shows up and sucker punches Prince, because
Yeah.
like Morris Day ain't rolling without Jerome. Like that ain't
Yeah.
how it happens.
Right, he picked that dame up and threw her in the garbage can because she was bad mouthing Morris Day. Man, he
Yep.
dumped her in the garbage. You don't mess with Jerome. Second best part of the movie, Apollonia's boobs. 'Cause, they were on display the entire movie pretty much in some way or fashion. And
This was her big debut too,
yeah,
right?
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. And it was actually, most of it was filmed in Minneapolis, with the exceptions of the scenes at the hotel that she lived in. That was all filmed in LA. There's no like Huntington Hotel across the street from First Avenue. So
All right.
yeah. So great
So,
album.
Purple Rain.
But
How many out of 3 geeks are you gonna give it?
out of 3 geeks, I'll give it two.
Yeah.
Two 3 geeks.
Yeah,
Or
I'd
2
say
geeks.
that's fair. 2
Okay.
geeks out of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last musical movie I watched was Rocketman.
What'd you
which is
think of
actually a
Rocketman?
musical. The Elton John one.
Yeah, what'd you think of it?
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was weird. Like it's not really a biopic. It does cover his life or whatever, but it's the actual rememberings of what happened to Elton John from Elton John. Like this is how he sees it in his head when he remembers things. Like That's how I kind of took the movie. So it was a little weird, but it wasn't terrible. I don't know that I really recommend it to anyone, but it was just it was a really, really odd. So it was really odd for a musical, and it was really odd for a movie, because and you don't really get any warning beforehand that like that's the way they were going with the movie. So I mean, again, like I didn't hate it, but it was just odd. It was just an odd musical.
Did you see Bohemian Rhapsody as well?
Yes, I have. I've seen that one. I saw that one.
Which is it better than Bohemian Rhapsody for you?
Okay. No, I don't like both of them for specific reasons. Bohemian Rhapsody to me was kind of like watered down and like since they got to give every member of Queen like the exact same amount of time, like there's like the editing is really bad because they got to jump from band member to band member to band member like all the time, and it, like I feel like you can listen to Queen's greatest hits and get the same feeling you got from watching that movie. They didn't really add anything. I liked Remy, whatever his name is. I mean Malik.
Yeah.
He did an all right job, but I don't feel like they gave him much. You know, like there wasn't a lot there to do. So also, I think I prefer Rocketman just because at least it's like weird in its own thing. Like that it's not like any other musical I've seen.
And that guy, the Kingsman kid, Taron, he can actually sing too, right?
Yeah, he does a pretty good job. I'm pretty sure it's his real voice that they're using.
Yeah, that was the thing with Bohemian Rhapsody. I knew was that Rami wasn't singing at all. Like, of course, you know who could match Freddie's voice, but
right,
yeah, like he wasn't actually like singing. Like it was all just dubbed over with Freddie.
Yeah,
not all of it.
What was that?
I don't think all of it was like direct Freddie. I think there were some other. They might have done something where they like had somebody sing and maybe like layered,
a sound alike of some
layered
kind,
him like over top or something like that. But I know it wasn't just wasn't straight like. It's not like somebody like all right and cut and then I put like the record like needle down like all right and action. I do know it wasn't Remy though. Yeah, you're right.
I agree with Max on all counts. I went to go see Rocketman because the previews looked great. And I'm like, oh, I got to see this. I did not know it was a musical. And so I showed up and I'm like, in the first 5 minutes when he's singing about the kid or about his childhood, I'm like, oh, shit, this is going to be a musical, isn't it? I wasn't ready for this. I wanted like a biopic. Yeah. And I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I gave it a C as well when I talk about it. I agree. It was weird. It wasn't a straight biopic. It wasn't a straight documentary, wasn't a straight musical. It was like this hybrid version that I didn't really dig. I mean, it was okay. I like Bohemian Rhapsody better, even though, you know, again, it's a biopic, but they've clearly like tinkered with things to make things more interesting.
I mean, like, is it just me or does like every rock star like wave goodbye to his girlfriend in the rain?
Yeah. I remember complaining about that.
Here's the problem for me is that music biopics, unless they're done in a really interesting way, if they're just done straightforward, like here's my life story and here's my career, like just laid out for you, like that's been ruined for me because of Walk Hard.
Yep.
Like I can't
you don't
take
want no part of this, Dewey.
I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody, I haven't seen Rocketman, but I have a feeling I wouldn't be able to even invest slightly in either of them because I'm just like, it sounds like they just hit all the tropes that Walk Hard made fun of relentlessly and effectively.
And I would say Rocketman is it's a little different. So like maybe go watch that one. You might see something in there that because it's different. Like it has a whole different feel to it. But not necessarily for the good or the bad. Like it's just different. So you might enjoy that, but Bohemian Rhapsody is straight by the numbers.
I might give Rocketman a try since it's got more of that, I guess, different or experimental edge as you described it. I like it when I feel like why I like Purple Rain a little bit is though, even though there is like this basic story at the core of Purple Rain, stylistically and visual wise and how the production's put together, it's weird and kind of different at least just oozing with sex.
Which funny you mentioned that, Mike, because the one thing when I was done the movie, I'm like, I have the album. Like as a kid, I had the 33 1/3 album, and I'm like, did my parents not know Like, they just let me get it because my parents were kind of, not super conservative, but they were like, John, what are you doing? That type of stuff, like good parents. I can't believe they're like, oh, yeah, darling Nikki, masturbating with a magazine. There you go, son. Enjoy.
I mean, that's in all his stuff. Even when he became like uber, what was he? Jehovah's Witness? Even when he became uber Jehovah's Witness, like he was still talking about sex. So it's like,
Prince is an interesting man.
Yeah. Favorite Prince song? Does anybody have a favorite one?
Nothing compares to you.
Okay.
Nothing compares to you.
That's a song, right? Yeah.
I'm like, nothing compares. That's Prince.
Yeah, he wrote that for Sinead O'Connor. Yeah.
And then Sinead O'Connor did her version of it, and then I know Chris Cornell did a version of it as well. But yeah,
my favorite Nothing Compares cover is Me First in the Gimme Gimme ska cover of Nothing Compares to You.
Nice.
Dan, Scott, do you have a favorite Prince song?
I don't think so.
I really like When Doves Cry.
I love Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls.
Oh, Diamonds and Pearls.
Diamonds and Pearls is my favorite. That's just a great song. There's no two ways about it.
I think I'm a Little Red Corvette fan.
Okay.
Of course, we're all admitting trust. What do you trust?
Done.
I mean,
money. Who do you trust?
I can't really say the Batman album because that's cheating. So no.
No, the whole 1989 Batman album done.
There you go.
Done. There you go.
And his character, he did he had that split Joker Batman costume he did. That was an actual character for his music videos. I think we call it Gemini or something like that. But yeah,
I don't know that. I don't remember that.
Oh, it was hilarious because it was very 80s.
Okay, I'll throw out my other movie that I watched that has a musical theme. It's more of a documentary, I think. I don't know. I just got to be honest with you. The way it was filmed and produced, it's like, the Beastie Boys story, which I think came out in April. I watched it. The thing that I liked the history of the Beastie Boys, learned lots of things. The problem is this. It's shot in front of a live studio audience. B, it's Ad Rock and Mike D on stage. They share stories, tell history. They also have video clips behind them that show up. There's like an ongoing joke that Spike Jonze doesn't know how to run any of the AV equipment, which I didn't get and didn't understand. So it's like this documentary / PowerPoint presentation / stand-up comedy.
It's like a filmed Q&A.
Yeah, it's really, really it took me at least half hour to get going. Okay, this is how it's going to be. Just forget it. Pay attention to the facts. Don't pay attention to the presentation.
And its title was again just the Beastie Boys story.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Okay. So not like Beastie Boys TED Talk or something.
No.
Okay.
No, I believe if I remember correctly, I think it might be an Apple original.
Oh, that makes sense. You got a budget of $50. Go do something.
You're the second person to say that, Dan. I have a friend that said, "Yeah, have you watched any of their shows? They're produced horribly.
Yeah,
the editing's awful.
They're trying to churn so much out. They're like, look, we got this guy, and look, we got that guy, and look, we're doing issues that are big right now, but they're not putting the time into their shows."
I watched that show with Jason Momoa where everyone's deaf.
Oh yeah.
Or is everyone blind? Everyone's blind. And it was dumb. It was dumb. I got about 1.5 episodes in and I was like, eh.
I mean, if you watch 1.5 episodes and you can't remember the ailment that people have, then I'm pretty sure you probably didn't do the job right.
Pretty sure that everyone was blind. I'm pretty sure that nobody could smell anything.
Yeah. Well, that's also why I would prefer either documentaries or concert films, because it's the budget on those doesn't have to be over the top in order for it to be effective. stop making sense. I love that movie, and it's directed by Jonathan Demme, who did Silence of the Lambs. But it's the most simple setup imaginable because it's just filmed over 3 nights of the Talking Heads doing their last set of concerts.
Yeah, and I think that's what I said. I was like, I would have rather just had the Talking Heads, your stereotypical, documentary, Talking Head clip, and tell the story of the band. And again, it was fascinating because when they hit it big, I was in middle school. And I didn't realize that they came real close to being a one-hit wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And all of the ups and downs that they faced in their career, from the very high highs to the very low lows. It was very interesting. It was the facts were great, the presentation sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So
was J.J. Abrams just like in the corner of the studio just masturbating viciously?
I don't know.
No,
maybe
he wasn't in the corner. He was just standing front and center on stage.
By the way,
put
John,
a Beastie Boys reference in every single movie I make.
Oh, Beastie Boys! Oh.
I was momentarily confused there for a second, John, because you were talking about. I want more like action than Talking Head than action. I was talking about the actual group, the Talking Heads.
right. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
I was totally thrown there.
What?
I was like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, no, like
I want some more of the Beastie Boys, then some Talking Head, then the Beastie Boys.
Why not?
Right, so you're watching Purple Rain, then the Talking Heads show up, and then you're watching some of the
I just want to cut all my music films together.
We'll throw Elton John in there, a little Queen.
Why not?
And then we'll have the ending of Pink Floyd, The Wall.
There you go.
I've never seen The Wall.
There's a good one.
Never seen The Wall.
See? Oh, dude, you need to watch that. Like pick like a really sad day that you've had, and then get a bunch of beer and watch Pink Floyd, The Wall.
Okay, here's where Dan's not gonna like me very much. I do not dig Pink Floyd. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I don't get it.
I really like
Their
Pink
own, I
Floyd.
guess. But
Scott, what'd you say?
I really like Pink Floyd.
yeah.
You? Sorry.
Pink Floyd's not bad for a one-hit wonder.
Oh.
Shots fired.
What do you want me to say, Max?
I just never got it. I guess I don't know.
Okay.
That's just my thing. I mean, I'm
They're-
just not a big fan.
They're
It's
a
okay.
band and they make music, and that's
Yeah, it's okay,
you
John.
like it or you don't, dude.
You're comfortably numb. It's okay, John.
Yeah, John.
No, I'm not a huge Pink Floyd fan, but they obviously have more than one hit song.
Hey man, my favorite gag on The Simpsons was the one with the giant. They stole the Pink Floyd pig.
Yes. It's so good.
Was that the
just a little
Lollapalooza
airport. It's so
episode
good.
or no?
I think so.
I think it was the Lollapalooza episode because I think it was the same one where did somebody order the London Symphony Orchestra,
Yeah.
possibly while high, Cypress Hill looking in your direction? Hey guys, yeah, that's us. Yeah.
Well, touching upon music and film, like absolutely, Dark Side of the Moon, you could set to a whole shit ton of movies out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz, The Force Awakens, apparently.
What?
Huh.
Yeah,
Wasn't-
yeah.
Huh.
You can set Dark Side of
Yeah.
Dark Side of the Moon to The Force Awakens, and it runs pretty
You
smoothly
can-
for most.
You
of the
can
film.
actually also do that with the Beastie Boys' third album.
yeah.
Supposedly you could do. I think it was "Wish You Were Here" with Blade Runner.
That's my favorite album and one of my favorite films. I'm doing.
There you go. Give it a
There
try.
you go. Scott's got a Sunday evening planned.
I mean,
So
even if it
Doug-
doesn't sync up, you're still cool with it.
Yeah, I'm like experiencing two of my favorite things right next to each other. So I'm
So
good.
what we all have our assignment for the week. We all got to find one of our favorite albums, match it up with one of our favorite movies, and see if it works.
All right,
Okay.
I gotta find out what matches up to Green Day's Dookie. That was like the only album that I ever listened to like straight, front to back.
I'm gonna try to match up a couple of episodes of Game of Thrones, early Game of Thrones, with the New Radicals. Maybe You've Been Brainwashed too. Just imagine Ned Stark getting beheaded to "You only get what you give. Don't give up."
Well,
What a song.
I will match up the soundtrack of CB4 with CB4, and
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
I like Snatch. I could also match up the Snatch album with Snatch. That would be
Oh.
Straight
Come
out
on,
of
we got to put a little more
Straight outta
thought into
Compton.
it than I'm just gonna take the movie soundtrack and play the movie soundtrack.
but it's so good.
Oh shit. I'm gonna take the Empire Records soundtrack and match it up with Empire Records, which is basically just the Empire Records soundtrack.
No, actually though, if you take the Empire Records soundtrack, it matches up second for second with Purple Rain.
That would be.
No, you're wrong, Max. Empire Records soundtrack matches right up with Empire Strikes Back.
There you go.
Come on.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that.
nothing
And if
like
you take
hearing
Purple
Dire
Rain-
Straits. Nothing like hearing Dire Straits as Luke gets his hand cut off. Juliet.
Do you think Dire Straits still gets their money for nothing and their chicks for free?
I thought they
Probably.
weren't getting money for nothing and chicks for free, and that was the problem.
Yeah, they were just like moving like fridges and stuff.
Yeah, they got to move this microwave oven, television delivery,
Have you not seen the documentary?
refrigerators.
There's a documentary? No.
Well,
color
yeah,
TV.
they're all blocky animated and they're moving stuff around. I mean, come on. It's only like 5 or 6 minutes long, but
Oh, man.
Great art.
Great art. Any other musical themed movies? I think for me, like straight musicals, I haven't seen too many. Like, you know, there's no arguing about them. There are no hybrids.
yeah.
La La Land, I think is one that I've seen.
I think the last one that I saw was Repo again, which is
What did you see?
Repo.
The genetic opera.
Yeah, it's interesting. It
Okay.
Yeah.
it has its ups and downs. So
Okay.
Trying to think of the last one I watched. That was you can't. The Lighthouse doesn't count.
So
That's
Is
just
there
a lot
even
of.
any music in that?
Yeah, Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe yelling sea shanties at each other, and Willem Dafoe farts in tune a lot. So
have you seen the video clip of Pattinson killing the bird to Slayer? That's pretty awesome.
no, I need to though.
Yeah,
Sounds awesome.
yeah, it is.
What song?
I don't remember.
Oh,
It's just like a short riff, but it's,
Okay, of course, because there's only so long you can smack a seagull against.
But yeah,
rocks.
but it's pretty good.
The last like are we talking like say like jukebox musicals like where the characters are outright just singing stuff in the story as it happens?
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, it's got to be that because otherwise it's not really a musical, right? Like,
The last one I ever saw like in theaters was Rock of Ages, like 7 years ago. It sucked, but it was fun to see Tom Cruise act like he's strung out, which I'm sure takes a lot. But
Yeah.
anybody else?
I saw not super recently, but like within the last like couple weeks, I watched Coco on Disney Plus.
that was really good.
Oh.
yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
yeah, that's a musical movie. I count that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just straight up singing in multiple points.
Straight
And
up
it's not
singing.
like I'm a Disney character. I'll break into song. Like no, the whole story's built around that culture of music.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Which is why, like I watched Frozen 2 because I was literally just going through like all the animated movies,
Mhm.
and like I like Coco because it incorporates music into the story rather than just having people break out into song randomly.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, I don't know, like the traditional like Disney musical, like I always, like anytime they start singing, it always would pull me out. There'd be like some difficult situation, and then they're like, "I'm gonna sing about it."
Well, yeah, it's like it's completely non-diegetic, and like the characters become self-aware that like we're in a Disney movie, we gotta sing.
I did like when they made fun of it in Wreck-It Ralph too, though. Like you gotta have your Disney song moment.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, okay.
When you're at your lowest point, that's when your song comes out. Like I enjoyed that.
I like when like she enters the room with all the princesses and they're like, are all your actions defined by a man, or like you gotta like all these stereotypical princess things is like you get a little window into like what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Life sucks for a Disney princess.
Yeah.
What else? Music movies. This isn't necessarily like a musical, but like the Flaming Lips Christmas on Mars movie. I don't know if anyone's seen that.
I've never seen that. I didn't even know that existed.
It's
No,
a
but I
trip. Like
think I need to see
you
that.
have to go in like with half a spliff done by the time
Mhm.
that starts, because yeah, it's a trip. Let me just paint a picture for you. It's in all black and white. At one point, there's an astronaut. Astronaut lifts up its visor, and instead of a face, there's just a pulsating vagina.
Huh.
All right.
So it's a trip.
Sounds about right.
I can get
Okay.
behind that.
Or something that looks like a pulsating vagina.
Freaking video drone or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't.
It'd be
I
good,
don't
Max,
know
or
what
I'll
to
bring
say
back heavy metal.
I was just about to say, it sounds like something out of heavy metal to me.
You guys haven't
Oh.
watched that? Speaking of anthology series, you guys haven't watched that Love, Death, and Robots yet?
Not yet.
Netflix?
Yeah, I watched all of it a while ago. Come get
You
at
did?
me, bro. Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I think we talked about it last week.
Didn't we? I
Yeah.
don't remember. Did we? Okay. Never
I
mind.
have.
Because we talked about how it like plays in a different order.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. We did talk about that. Okay, my bad. My bad.
You're good, but hey, look,
Quarantine, man. It's all the same. It's the same
We
day
don't have a-
over
we
and
don't have a
over
guest-
again.
we
I
don't have a
mean,
guest today. Let's just talk about it again. I liked about half of them.
yeah. Alternate Histories was the best one.
Oh, with
One-
Hitler.
The one about Hitler. That was
It,
hilarious.
it wasn't my favorite. It was very funny for what it was. It felt a lot like a Dorkly or like a College Humor video to me.
Yeah.
Like, I
So,
enjoyed it, but it
I
felt-
get-
The premise, guys, the premise real quick was that it's like you go to this museum and they're like, you can find it, select a button to find out how Hitler died. Like it's a simulation about if we had killed Hitler before World War II.
Right.
And they get the methods of death get more ridiculous and more ridiculous each time they go back through, to the point where it's like preposterously hilarious.
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything, by the way. Don't want to spoil it, but pretty much humanity sucks. And still,
Nothing's learned.
nothing's learned. So, but it's hilarious. I like that one a lot.
It was one of the more lighthearted ones. Some of them
Yeah.
got pretty dark.
Some of them sucked, point blank.
Yeah.
Um,
I did like the one with Topher Grace and the civilization in
Yes.
his freezer.
That was sweet.
I
That
like
one was
that one
really
a lot.
good. I like the
Topher Grace
three
was good in
cats.
something.
Yeah.
He was in that
Along with-
70s show.
Can't be.
Wasn't he with Mary Winston? Wasn't she the girlfriend in that?
Yes.
I mean, what if that 70s show isn't that good?
It's pretty good.
I mean, I enjoyed at least the first couple seasons.
Oh,
I have no dog in this fight, so.
yeah. I don't have a dog in this fight either.
I mean,
I enjoy it a lot.
It's
Or
a
like-
sitcom.
Like compared to like most sitcoms, like compared to like Friends or
I don't like Friends
another
either.
sitcom.
It
I don't
gave us
like
Mila Kunis, and I consider that a net positive, so I'll give it
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
Fair. Okay, that's a fair
yeah.
point.
And I do love Kirkwood Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
Bitches leave. Oh wait, that's a different thing.
Yeah.
I don't think at any point Kurtwood Smith was just like bitches leave on that 70s show.
I always waited for him to turn into Clarence Boddicker too, and he never did.
Fuck you, cop.
Or like you know, the mailman shows up and it's just it's Peter Weller as
Yeah.
the mailman.
Dead or
His name
alive.
Murphy.
I don't
Oh.
like mailmen, and mailmen don't like
Like me.
me.
There is, again, it's a trippy film, but it's from the 60s, so it's not as aggressive as, say, Astronaut with Vagina Face. 1968, I did a video on it, actually. Head from the Monkees.
Oh.
And it was directed by Bob Rafelson, who went on to like produce a whole bunch of like well-known 60s counterculture films like Last Picture Show, which I'm a big fan of, and Easy Rider, and a whole bunch of those films. And written by the Monkees, Rafelson, and Jack Nicholson while they were all baked out of their minds on a long weekend.
Oh God, Jack Nicholson.
Young Jack Nicholson too. So this is when he could take a lot of tolerance in his drugs. So
I was not aware of that backstory, sir. Thank you.
Yep. And it's got like a bunch of people. It's got Terry Garr, who you might know from
Oh,
like
wow.
Young
Oh yeah, Mr.
Frankenstein.
Mom. Mr. Mom.
Yeah, Mr. Mom.
Yeah.
It's got Frank Zappa in it.
Nice.
Okay.
It's got Victor Mature in his luxurious hair.
Hmm.
But yeah,
So
it's got
luxurious.
Okay.
When you were going,
Davy
Go ahead,
Jones is
Mike.
just adorable.
when you were going 1960s movies, I thought you were going to mention Quadrophenia from The Who.
So
Oh yeah.
That movie's not very good. I love Tommy.
yeah.
The album and I actually that's one of the few Broadway plays I went and saw. I saw Tommy on like toured. And the movie's too. The Tommy movie is but Quadrophenia was terrible. I did not dig it.
Like I dig the Tommy stage show, and I like the movie I think better than you do. But yeah, like the Quadrophenia was just about some kid that was an asshole.
Yeah.
And he died.
Right. I'm like, he gets what he gets. You shouldn't be an asshole. Yeah.
So it's
I
like
agree.
the uncut gems of musicals.
Okay,
Yes.
well, I mean,
It is.
okay. He's this kid, and as much as I remember, like he idolizes this other dude who's like the head of the cool scooter faction people.
Vespa.
Scooter's
And
cool,
he
bro.
realizes that this guy's a maitre d' in some restaurant or something. He's not really all that. Then he kills himself. I don't think I'm leaving anything out. It's all I really remember.
Awesome.
Culture was staring into the yawning abyss during the 60s. So, I mean,
Although I
nothing much
like
has
Max,
changed, but
I like Max's idea of Uncut Gems, the musical.
Oh my God.
With Adam Sandler, have you seen Crazy Nights?
But he has to sing it like he
I think
sings all
Uncut
his
Gems
comedy
would've
songs.
Worked
Yeah.
better
Yes.
as a musical. I think they should give it a go. Like it can't get any worse.
No. No, even if Kevin Garnett cannot sing, too bad. Throw him out there. On stage.
No, yeah, get Kevin Garnett to sing. It doesn't even matter. Or,
Doesn't matter.
Make a little rap or something. He's ethnic.
Can't swim me out of this money.
Oh.
Holy shit.
No, one thing that I'm sorry I missed when I was in California, there was a Flaming Lips play
Nice.
about Yoshime battles the pink robots, and I didn't get to see it. I really wish I could have. That would have been awesome.
Oh yeah.
Anybody ever go to see Evil Dead the musical? No.
I've seen a bootleg of it flying around, but I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I've heard about it. I've heard about Reanimator the musical.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I have not heard about that. Is there a
What?
Phantasm the musical? Because that would be badass.
I wish, dude. And
What movie would you turn into a musical?
Puppet Master the musical.
that would be great. They can all sing. he like opens the case and they're.
Ghoulies the musical.
I would go Blue Thunder the musical.
Blue
It's all set in a helicopter.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
know Blue Thunder, Max?
No, I've never even heard of
It
this.
was a movie with Roy Schneider in it, and it was about the LAPD's sweet ass like helicopter that fought crime. Yeah.
Yeah, think.
Would
think
the helicopter
Airwolf
be
was slightly
singing then?
newer.
With Rob Schneider.
No, not Rob Schneider.
Roy Schneider.
Okay. You got Rob Schneider singing beside a helicopter with a painted on face that is also singing.
They can CG the helicopter now.
They can.
Jesus.
All right, but if we're gonna have a Rob Schneider musical, I want the original Judge Dredd musical with Stallone
Yes.
and Rob Schneider.
I just want to hear him sing "Cursed Earth Pizza."
These are all such terrible ideas.
Okay, Lucio
I wanna
Fulci's
see Top
Zombie,
Gun, the
the
musical.
musical.
Wait, what'd you say, Dan?
Lucio Fulci's Zombie, the musical.
Nah.
I want the zombie to sing while it's
Jaws
fighting a
fall.
shark.
Yeah. Basically, zombie versus Jaws is what that is, essentially. Yeah.
Well,
Coming to Sci-Fi Network this
5
summer.
minutes.
Summer.
Yes. And then somebody needs to sing about their eye getting poked out, because that happens in all the Fulci movies.
I mean, the perfect one to adapt into like a jukebox musical, I think, would be The Warriors, because it's already got a killer soundtrack. You just got to get the characters to actually sing them.
Yeah, no, we watched that. We were hanging out with you, Mike. That was the first time I ever saw that movie.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, no, that was a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. You know, like because it's straight up like '80s style.
You'll have to fudge
really
some stuff.
In that.
I'm not sure how you can get a bright musical number into sexual assault in Central Park, but
we can figure it out.
Was that a canon film, Mike? The Warriors or no?
I thought. Wait.
You want me to go check? I've got it on my rack here somewhere. I'll be right back.
We've got the power of the internet.
Yeah, we can just do that. Yeah. I don't feel like getting up.
I know it was
we could do that too.
Oh man.
Musicals, serious musicals to make, man, that's hard. I don't know what would fit into, you have to go with, but you'd have to go with something that has like a really strong soundtrack, I think.
No. Think of something that's got a shit soundtrack and how you'd make it better with a musical.
Oh, okay.
John Carpenter's The Thing, the music.
Yes.
Ooh.
I am on that one.
I would watch that too.
It says it's a Paramount release.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
all right, so it's not a canon film.
But Max, it was 1979.
there you go.
70s movie. 70s. I'm scared.
Really.
Wow.
I'm scared.
Yeah. So I hear there's a Snyder cut that's finally going to be released for some fucking reason.
Oh my god.
Sometimes dead is
like,
better.
Watchmen would make a great musical.
I'd be down for that too.
Huh. Okay.
But it'd have to be written by Alan
Moore.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
Okay,
sure he'll
but
be on board for that.
Oh
yeah, I
yeah.
was just gonna say, A, he's gonna, you know, he would not want to do it. B, you'd have to go to his fucking castle over there, wherever he lives.
You're gonna have to do a blood oath in front of his snake god.
We could make a musical about how we went to Alan Moore to make a musical about the Watchmen.
There you go. Yeah, Alan Moore the musical.
Dude, that's like that's some like Christopher Nolan stuff right there, man.
Yeah. It's kind of like Wizard of Oz, but not.
But not.
Yeah, because we are off to see the Wizard. Well, I don't know
I
how
guess
Wizard
it is.
of the Wizard is.
Yeah, the Wizard's going to be a letdown ultimately, just like it was in the original.
See?
So.
Yeah.
And then we get From Hell, the musical, instead.
I like Sweeney Todd.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a musical. I like that one too. Yeah, I forgot. That's kind of a musical.
I can go with that.
I can get on board with that.
I think Sacha Baron Cohen was like my favorite part of that, just because I was not expecting to see him there, and like he's so normal, it's weird. Like,
Yes, agreed.
He was like the only good part in Les Miserables.
Dark City, the musical.
Ooh, there you go.
Like
I gotta be honest, I've never seen Dark City.
Oh, okay, then everything will go over your head.
That's fine. That's fine.
But you can experience it for the first time as a musical.
Everyone's in the middle of their like big solo, and then automatically they shut down and are
Just fall
reset.
asleep.
Yeah, they go back to sleep and are reset.
All right. Has anyone been playing with the HBO Max?
No.
Anyone have it?
Not yet.
I know we haven't got it for 3 Geeks officially yet.
Nope.
I mean, Jesus, the price they're asking for? Do you want to mess with it?
How much is it?
What
Is it 15?
Like, yeah, it's like 15.
Like $15 a month, yeah.
How is that any different than all the other HBO things? Or did
That's
they
what I
just
was
do?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've already got
That's-
HBO. It's like
Yeah.
Is it different from the HBO apps? There's 2 other HBO apps.
Right.
Yeah, so one of the HBOs you need your cable provider, and then one is you can get it, but you don't need a cable provider.
yeah.
So HBO Go
Yeah.
is through the cable provider. HBO
HBO
Now is its own thing.
Yeah.
And now you have HBO Max, which has all the things that those other things have, and you don't need a internet service, or you don't need the cable.
And it's holding friends hostage on that platform alone, so that's why everyone's gonna get it.
Their commercials made me not want to get it because it's like sign up for HBO Max. I was like, okay, and then it shows me like Friends and a bunch of other shit I don't want to watch, and I was like, no.
But
We've
like
got
all
young
the
Sheldon.
Yeah, like I don't give a shit.
So
that's
they're gonna
where all the
fold
DC
other-
stuff's supposed to end up, right?
I think so, but who knows?
So they're gonna fold those other 2 apps into, like, this is confusing. Why do you need 3 apps, HBO?
Because you can get dumbasses to pay 3 times.
Yeah,
I guess.
I'm sticking with my subscription and I think Go right now, and that's done me well because I have no interest in any of that other original Max programming they're setting up.
I mean, I like that they call it Max programming, though.
How about Quibi? Has anybody checked out Quibi?
No, their fucking commercials annoy the shit out of me.
Mhm.
Like, you don't get to define a term now. Like, oh, a quick little thing is called a Quibi now. You're like, no, we do that for you. You don't do it yourself. You don't make up your own
I
nickname.
thought that was on the rocks.
It should
I
be.
don't. It should be because it sounds stupid. And the one commercial I saw for the one show starring Anna Kendrick, strike 1, Anna Kendrick's in it. But strike 2,
I like Anna Kendrick.
It depends on what she's doing. If she's doing like her whole, everything is so ironically stupid type of thing, then I'm not on
preach,
board
Mike.
for that.
Preach.
If she's doing something other than that, like basically anything that doesn't look like Pitch Perfect, I'm down with for Anna Kendrick. But
Except for the accountant.
Whatever, she was awesome, the accountant.
No, she wasn't. I disagree.
I totally forgot she was even in that.
See?
Yes, that's how she was in the accountant.
I totally forgot about that movie, honestly.
I was excited for it because I'm like,
You don't
wow,
want to see the accountant, the musical?
Oh yeah, that's right. Ben Affleck beats someone to death with a belt. That's it.
And
That's
he's
all I remember.
autistic.
and he's autistic.
Oh yeah, that's right. But
He's the autistic assassin, and I'm like that. Which, as a side note, that just popped in my head. That would make a sweet like wrestling moniker, the autistic assassin.
Okay, this and last
He
week,
walks out the ring all
Jones,
awkward and everything, like looking around.
until he gets
The ring
until
will definitely
the
go
wrestler
fast.
until he gets punched, and then he snaps and he just
It's the bell. The bell sets him off.
Oh, they've already done that gimmick.
Yeah,
that would be I mean that would be sweet. Anyways,
the Animal Steel, right?
no, remember?
Used to freak out
do you
when the bell
remember
rang.
Festus?
Oh God, yeah, okay.
Festus, they would ring the bell and he would snap because he was like the play
Damn.
on the on George from the Steinbeck book
Of Mice and Men.
of Mice and Men.
I don't think you know what my alley is, Max.
I know your alley is weird, and you
Yes.
like it when it's bad because you can enjoy it that way.
But Ben
got
Affleck, goes,
Anna Kendrick, and
J.K.
John
Simmons.
Lithgow in it. Guess which one's the villain?
And
Ben
it can-
Affleck?
J.K. Simmons in it too.
Yeah, he's basically playing Commissioner Gordon.
all right, maybe.
see,
There you go. All right, gentlemen, should we wrap this up? We've been BSing for like
Yeah.
45, 50 minutes now about.
I mean,
We
John,
couldn't even
I
finish his
love.
French toast.
Yeah, have you finished your
Yeah.
French toast?
I've been sitting here talking about awesome music movies. I haven't had time.
All right, well, we'll call it there. Mike, go ahead and do your shameless plugs. And I only called you out because I know you have a mouthful of food right now.
All right. Well, first up, go check out my YouTube channel. It's at Mike McG TV, and also on Twitter and Anchor.fm. We did a remake Revolution with John as the host, and that's the most recent video up.
That was a really good remake Revolution too. I was listening in on that one, and it was a blast.
It was a lot of fun.
Lots of fun. So go check that stuff out.
All right, John.
I don't feel adequately prepared to give my plugs because I don't have any food here on my desk. So, I mean, I'll just go with it.
Just act like
that-
you're eating.
yeah.
Give us your
Um,
best eating French toast, doing shameless plugs.
I would say, I don't know. That sounds terrible. It
It
sounds
just sounds like you're chewing on some tobacco.
Where's my spittoon? Mike, you got that motion down. You've chewed some tobacco in your life?
No, no, I can never
acting.
do that. That's nasty.
It is like the most disgusting way to ingest tobacco. Is the dip and the spitting. Like it's just the worst.
I've had
friends
smoke
that do it.
cigars, so hell no, I'm not doing chewing tobacco.
Yeah, I've had friends that did it, and it's not my thing. I'm like, hey, you do what you got to do, man. But the dip and people that swallow the dip, that's like, hardcore.
It's like people who accidentally drink the bong water and it's like,
I didn't know that was a thing, Max.
you can inhale a little too hard and grab some of that bong water.
Oh.
God, I hope this actress is gonna watch this episode or listen to this episode before she comes on next week and be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, I mean, in all honesty,
she's on the phone with her agent, going, "No, no."
What the fuck is that?
She could pick any number of episodes to watch it.
Pretty much. Like that's.
Are they gonna ask me if I've ever chewed tobacco?
Ridiculous on all of them.
Oh, man.
I hope she shows up with French toast next week.
Oh man,
damn straight.
We can all get French
Make yourself at
toast
home. Have yourself some
that.
breakfast while we ask you questions. Absolutely.
Next week, 3 Geeks breakfast episode.
Yeah.
Everybody brings their own breakfast.
Okay. I'm
Every
down.
podcast.
I'm down.
Someone has.
we gotta make sure we email her and let her know that it's a breakfast episode.
I'm gonna set this shit up in my kitchen. I'm gonna make breakfast while we talk.
I don't know if I'd send her an email because she'd be like, "What the hell?
Hell does that mean?
If you want to have some breakfast while you're doing the podcast, you're more than welcome. Is all we're saying.
It's like emailing other podcasters, like, "What is this breakfast on a podcast thing? I don't get it."
Oh, dude, we're starting something new. It's new and fresh right now.
Mark Maron's going, "I don't know. I think it's code for drugs or something."
It could be. I mean, I'm down for that.
No,
too.
we've all been in quarantine for so long. We just missed having breakfast with people.
That's right. Exactly. Anyways, plugs for my stuff. PVDcast.com, the online home of yours truly. You can find me on Twitter at PVDMVP. You can leave me notes if you like or comments or whatnot on the Facebook page, which of course is at PVDcast. Instagram is also at PVDcast. And you can always check out the live broadcast of this week's episode every Monday night, 9:30 on Redline Radio. Just go to redlineradiolLC.com and you can find all the different ways that you can listen to that great radio station from that website.
All right. Awesome. So that's going to be it for this 3 Geeks Geek News podcast. But are we even call it Geek News anymore? Have we ever done
No. We've called it Geek News in like 3 years.
All right. Well, awesome.
Max is just changing the name.
Yeah.
Next week it's going to be Max's Big Time Fun Podcast.
No. Next week is Brunchcast.
Yeah.
Brunchcast.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Well done.
But all right, so that's it for us. Please recycle your droids.
I forgot to hit stop. Hold on.
It's okay.